Getting dropped onto a planet full of bloodthirsty warriors kind of feels like the job market right now. You need the right tools and someone in your corner to survive. That's where today's sponsor, Strawberry.me, comes in. Strawberry.me connects you with professional career coaches who help you get unstuck, build a plan, and actually move forward. It's like therapy for your career. Whether you're going for a promotion, exploring a career change, or just figuring out your next move, your coach works with you to create a smart, actionable plan. They're in your corner, and their only agenda is your success. And the best part, it's actually affordable. No executive price tag, no confusing corporate packages, just real support that makes a real difference. And sure, we love pointing out everything wrong with movies, but in real life, feeling stuck in your career isn't just a plot hole, it's a rewrite waiting to happen. So if you're ready to stop doom scrolling job posts and actually figure out what's next, head to strawberry.me/CinemaSins and claim your $50 credit. That's strawberry.me/CinemaSins. It's like therapy for your career. Man, I knew she was fierce, but Halle Berry don't f*** around. The timer for the parachute ensures that Oscar winner Adrian Brody will get his parachute open just in time for me to nitpick how he shouldn't survive this. But this is a movie, and the Predators are the kind of dicks who would put a late timer on a parachute, so the movie gets to have it both ways. Also, remember, no matter how terrible Predator 2 got, it was still pretty awesome. They changed the setting and brought the Predator to a populated city. They could have continued that trend with Predators, but instead just took us back to the jungle. It's the equivalent of being promised dinosaurs roaming all over the earth and then having to watch everyone back in a fucking forest in Jurassic World Dominion.
Calm down.
Hey, you.
Calm down.
You!
Movie has time for this.
Looks like your chute didn't open.
Who are you? Forrest Whitaker from Species? Of course his chute didn't open. I don't agree with this guy's shoot first, ask questions later mantra, but it feels like you had every possible advantage to line these shots up for maximum death, and you blew it!
I was in Baja, and then there was a light, and then go.
I want to know how these people were selected for this most dangerous game. This is all the movie really gives you. We're supposed to believe these people are the toughest of whatever dangerous group they're a part of. This becomes very questionable as the movie progresses. Granted, knowing the true story would have involved eavesdropping on a conversation between predators, complete with translation. But I think in 2010, we deserve that scene.
I've never seen this jungle, and I've seen most.
The movie expects me to believe that someone has memorized enough jungles to say this with a straight face.
Help me! Somebody!
Unused footage of a strung-up Eddie Brock from Spider-Man 3 somehow makes its way into the script. Also, I hear Topher Grace signed on to do this movie after seeing only the title, assuming he'd get to hunt some of his castmates from that 70s show.
Your ass is awesome.
Yeah, this movie super needed an actual sexual predator character. I'm glad Walton Goggins got to cash in on the Shield to play this useless piece of shit.
Look.
This movie is giving off primo Lost vibes. I expect the smoke monster to show up any minute. It doesn't help when later two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali says,
What if we are dead?
Where are you going?
The high ground.
basing your battleground strategies on Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Surely there could have been a cooler, more cinematic way to show that there are poisonous plants here than this dude almost Prometheusing or 2015 Fantastic Fouring one of them. Also, he's able to recognize and give the Latin name for this plant with 100% confidence, which means that the predators deliberately brought this plant from Earth or it independently evolved on an alien planet.
Yakuza and the Gawakai. The FBI's most wanted. And him.
By the end of this, you'll know that everyone was picked because they have high-level murdering skills, but you'd think predators would know the difference between the tactical military guys and the criminals who just happen to kill people. What do they do that the predators have never seen before that they think merits a trip to this jungle planet? Movie saves time and money by using all the Adrian Brody footage Terrence Malick cut from the Thin Red Line. The dude with the least jungle experience and the least powerful gun investigates this crate first. Nimrod Antle spoke to the writers one night and said there was no scene of any movie or television show more disappointing than when Geraldo opened up Al Capone's empty vault. And then all three writers asked Nimrod to hold their chai teas.
Something was dropped here.
Who are you? Forrest Whitaker from Species? Of course something was dropped here. Mombasa trips over the trigger for this booby trap, and it takes 10 seconds for it to finally send the Ewok log. Somehow these spikes are positioned just so in a manner that avoids all contact with the sitting ducks below. Oh, it's one of those planets where you can see other giant planets in the atmosphere and they apparently don't have any adverse gravitational effect whatsoever. Predator sequel revives a previous shitty design of what the Predator could have looked like cliché. It just gets to the point of being obnoxious how bad everyone is at shooting what should be an unavoidable spray of bullets. I mean, yeah, Nikolai kills this creature eventually, but what the f*** was he aiming at? Also, so much f***ing ammo that they will desperately need later is being wasted.
No!
The predators call their dogs off, I guess, because what? Wes Bentley called them off at the last moment? Is this a simulation? Are the predators looking at all the action with all the cameras installed around the course? Did the citizens of the Capitol vote for Isabel to live?
As bad as you are, those things are worse.
They aren't.
We just got flushed out. They sent the dogs in. Just like you would if you were a stalking boar.
But isn't the point of flushing out to make the game stop hiding? Where exactly were you that they couldn't see you?
They split us apart, and they watched, testing us.
And what do you think they learned that they didn't already know, since they handpicked you to be here? This movie decided to kill off Danny Trejo right off the bat. It took over 2 hours to knock him off in heat. I don't know why this movie's so eager.
Wound one man, make him call out for help, and set a trap, and kill those who come.
I thought this was already established when Royce said,
It's a trap.
and then he threw a rock that set off a trap. I understand this movie's need to make Royce the leader of all leaders here, but how much better does this scene play if Mombasa is the guy who tells everyone to wait, says his piece, and he throws the rock to set it off?
Help me.
Oh, good one, face. Keep imitating him after Isabel shoots him. One of the universe's most lethal hunters has never learned what a dead giveaway is. Of course, this never comes up again, so it's yet another predator tactic that this movie wastes.
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
I've been told the predators are great mimickers, but that is a terrible Admiral Akbar impression.
It wants us to run. That's how it hunts.
Oh, really? And what was that bullshit just a minute ago when they set up the Danny Trejo trap? That had nothing to do with running and was meant to kill as many people as it could. Okay, this is the reveal you've been waiting for. Pull out your predator popcorn buckets and pleasure yourselves. The predator has been shown to take pride in its kills as much as any deer head mounting human hunter. But here they've just left all their victims' skulls on the ground to rot. This is a graveyard of lies. Isabel recognizes what the predator is and, for whatever reason, decides not to tell anyone about it. She has absolutely no motive to keep it to herself at this point other than to look like an asshole later when she explains what it is.
Where's the tough guy?
Not sure, but I am sure that this movie is not playing fair with how each character keeps disappearing without any of the other characters being the wiser. First with Cuchillo, now with Royce. More than half of this group are specialized hunters, but none of them can detect someone changing direction that was right by their side 2 seconds ago. Good of the predators to light up their eyes while in camouflage mode. I know one of the problems of making a Predator movie is that the title characters are often nearly invisible while running through a jungle. But the movie's insistence on showing people shooting somewhere off screen and showing us shaky cam of barely visible predators for a split second isn't fun whatsoever. Before they walked into the predator den, Isabel said something about going to higher ground. And after watching them fall this far down a hill for 13 full seconds and then off a cliff into a pond, I'm wondering what the f*** you call the place they just were. This very cool surveillance buzzard never shows back up for the rest of the runtime. Also, I guess this thing has a short battery life or something, because I don't know why you don't just let this thing follow wherever the humans go next. I mean, sure, that might mean there's less challenge in the hunt, and it crosses some imaginary sportsmanship line, but then why even bring the discount bubo in the first place? Predators assemble!
He led us into that death camp, then hid and waited for the thing to strike.
That's a dick move, sure, but I don't see how the other battle-tested soldiers among them weren't aware that when walking around an enemy camp, there's a very high chance that enemies might show up.
I needed to know who we were up against.
Sure, that's very smart, but couldn't you have made a plan with the others first? Maybe trick Walton Goggins, the useless, dangerous criminal, to walk into the trap and not all the badasses of the group? You lost Mahershala, Adrian!
We don't have a name for them.
Bullshit. You're telling me that you got a report about some legendary alien hunter and no one in 23 years came up with even a stupid name that stuck like Wizardoodle?
He could see in infrared, heat signatures. He used mud to block his.
Amazingly, after this, nobody immediately covers themselves in mud.
We set up a defensive perimeter. Make it look like we're holding up. That'll bring them to us.
But wait, I thought you said running made them hunt you. Why would setting up camp do the same thing? You see, this is why I'd love to know what the predators are thinking. Predators are people too.
I'm gonna do so much fucking cocaine. I'm gonna so many fine bitches.
First line was funny, so of course the writers added that second line that completely ruins it.
What happened to you?
Skip!
They see our traps.
I still don't know how any of the creatures here can spot these traps, and we haven't been given any indication that their technology allows them to spot them, or if they're just really that good. Of course, this turns out to be not a predator, so I have no clue what this creature is using for trap spotting.
I hate this, I hate this, I hate this.
As do I, because Royce just said.
They see our traps.
And so why does Royce think sending the doctor out there as bait won't seem like an obvious trap?
The thing from the cages.
Oh yeah, remember that thing from the cages? No? Yeah, I didn't either. I was just checking if you didn't remember. I was testing to see if you're normal.
What the fuck are you?
Arthur!
Who are you?
Run away. Live to fight another day.
This is how Nolan answers a simple question, and all of these supposedly brilliant assholes still choose to follow him. I hate when we've had totally logical and intelligent decisions come from our main group of characters the entire movie, and then in a split second, they do one of the dumbest things imaginable. It's like all these characters were replaced in the last 2 minutes by characters from a Saw sequel.
I'm the one that got away. The one you don't with.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Nolan. It would be a shame if you showed up in this movie and just died, and your only real contribution was saving Edwin at the last minute. A real shame. Nolan will be seated as we watch our main group of characters walk in real time to Nolan's clubhouse.
Come on. Feel the vibe of this place.
The vibe of this place is kind of like Alien, honestly. But where this movie fucks up is it never uses it for real battles with the Predators. This could have been a really cool spot to turn the tables on the Predators' comfort level, but the movie wastes it.
There's a drill somebody left behind. The machine's dead, but the power source ain't.
Ah, yes, all this makes perfect sense. It's a drill you can live in with a never-ending power source. Got it!
Wow, what a shithole. You live here?
Complaining and making fun of the guy who just gave you shelter and protection from fucking predators.
The larger ones hunt the smaller ones. It's some kind of blood feud, I guess.
Then why did they completely confuse this blood feud by dropping humans down here and some other totally different creatures who have been totally worthless up until now? Predator Blood Feud sounds like a way better movie.
Every once in a while, one of us kills one of them. See, they learn. Quick, they adapt. They develop a whole new set of skills.
It would have been nice to see this adaptation take place over the course of the movie instead of just hearing about it. The scenario would be, maybe the Predators fucked up when they brought this crew to the planet. At the beginning of the movie, they're getting their asses kicked. By the end of the movie, their skills are so amazing, only William Zabka can take them out. Or somebody like William Zabka. I don't know. We'll workshop it.
They must have a weakness.
Not many.
But I'm not going to share those very few weaknesses with you. What would be the point of that?
10 seasons.
Thing I mumbled to myself after watching one episode of Beverly Hills 90210 makes its way into the script.
I'll give it a shot.
Jesus. When the f*** did Elmo Black show up in this movie?
It's like howitzers.
Oh, is that your girlfriend?
That's my sister.
Weren't these the exact two characters who agreed not to hang around this guy anymore?
This is old.
How old is it?
Very old.
Also, the Predators could have simply come across someone who collected old swords. Just because Hansa was right doesn't make it any less convenient that he is.
Do you know what I was doing when I was taken?
This movie entered the Lawrence Fishburne section to make him sleep and make a half-assed attempt at getting us to care about these characters and not give Lawrence Fishburne more badass things to do.
It's because we are predators.
You know, just in case you didn't figure that out on your own.
I'm going after that shit.
You don't know how to fly it in the last hour and not tell me?
That thing strung up at the camp might know.
I've been studying my English to Predator to English book that they sell in boutiques around the jungle.
Enemy of my enemy.
That doesn't make it a friend.
Movie would be an excellent co-writer on our Alien vs. Predator video.
What? Say goodbye to your little friend.
Taking Scarface's name in vain, which isn't easy to do because that movie is all kinds of balls.
Yeah, that didn't open up
Wasn't meant to, asshole. Calling in the cavalry.
How is the cavalry not already fucking here? Especially after all the noise they've been making. I'm so glad they introduced the Nolan character. All 16 minutes we got to spend with him were totally worth it. Added so much to the story and... I can't keep a straight face. Why his character? Wait, what? That door was kicked in by the Predator a minute or so ago, and before that, everyone struggled to dislodge it while they were inside Nolan's lair. Considering the door now has the challenge of being bent slightly inward, how did they kick the door out like this with no problem? God help you if you say the Predator loosened it like it's a jar of mayonnaise. Everyone in front of Edwin moves through the passage to the right as he turns to check his 6, and then he walks through the doorway and everyone is gone. But the movie does this thing where the camera never swings around, keeping our vision limited to a small area behind Edwin. We have to trust the movie that they just disappeared without a trace, but it never shows us why that would be possible in such close quarters, and it's frustrating to watch.
You gotta get me out of here, man.
I guess this is Nikolai's way of saying, okay, I'll be there in a second when the situation is at its most desperate. Might take me a while, don't worry.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck, too, and spit on that thing.
Jesus Christ, did Nikolai have like C4 strapped on him or something? Also, Nikolai got off easy with the suicide bombing. Otherwise, he would have had to have been in the last 26 minutes of this movie. First off, how do you know, asshole? Second off, you're like Princess Leia in Star Wars after Han and Luke shot down the bullshit TIE fighters. None of y'all did shit, man.
We f***ing killed it!
Never before has a movie telegraphed someone dying as much as this out-of-nowhere premature celebration. The only time this gets bested is when that dumbass in the Meg is swimming in the ocean after he thinks they killed the Meg.
Die, you space
While I do like the idea of Boyd Crowder fighting a predator, I would like it to be more exciting than whatever this action scene is. I appreciate this guy's tracking abilities, but goddamn, man, if there was ever a time to pull out the mechanical falcon, this would be it. And yes, this is the one who had it. Which reminds me, I don't care how much thought they put into these three main predators, figuring out which one is which is a pain in the ass and doesn't add a goddamn thing to this movie. But why? And what? And why? Awesome! We're going to get a sword fight between Hanzo and a predator. This is going to be amazing. It'll be like if a John Wick movie had predators in it, which is actually a really good idea. I once heard someone on a podcast mention it would be great if there was a Purge movie where the predators showed up on Purge night, and I think that would be... Wait, is this fight already over? I don't know, man. After hearing Nolan talk about how the Predators didn't have very many weaknesses, it's kind of disappointing to see this one go down after getting cut just 2 times.
Another inch. It would hit my tibial artery.
I got kids.
So, Nikolai never asked for his picture back. Huh. The guy who carries around a picture of his kids like a prized possession just let that slip his mind, I guess, because Stan started talking about his naked sister tattoo?
I want off this planet. I'll cut you down. You take me to the ship.
This works. While I suppose it makes sense that the 3 rival predators left this predator's gear around in the camp, I do not understand why the thing on his arm has any control of the spaceship. The predators need better key fob security than this. Running! Running! Contact! Excitement?
When the time comes, I'll do us both. I promise you it'll be quick.
No, it won't.
Movie throws in a twist that Edwin is a serial killer with only 12 goddamn minutes left in the movie. Also, I guess Edwin is here as a parasite who relies on less traditional methods to kill. I can see this being a unique type of prey to test yourself against, and I guess there's just a subgroup of predators with psych majors who carefully assessed that Edwin was the right kind of psychopath for them. Cool. I'm just wondering, though, why you couldn't just make the spaceship land. Also, Royce will not be on the ship when it explodes because he's now a changed man that wants to go back to help Isabel and Edwin and just pretty much everything about the last 20 minutes of this movie.
Well, I guess now you realize why they chose me.
As I said before, I have zero clue why they chose him, outside of too many lonely nights of eating your pain away with ice cream and watching murder shows till the sun comes up.
I was right in front of you guys the whole time. Just watching you, earning your trust.
To what end? The only reason why this is in any way fun is that it gives the audience a surprise. But for your own purposes, what did you actually accomplish? I was lying low until I was stuck in an inescapable pit and there was only 2 of us left. Bow down to my brilliance!
You see, back home, I'm a murderer.
The surveillance capabilities of the Predator are scarier than the Predators themselves.
But here, among the monsters, I'm normal. I like it here. I want to stay.
Not that I'm capable of entering the mind of a serial killer or anything, but fucking what? I guess he's talking about staying here and waiting for other ships to bring people down that he can kill, maybe? But then he'd still have to contend with Predators, so what? Yay, Royce is here to save Isabel, but how the did he know where to go?
She never lost faith in you.
Man, how did Edwin spend the whole movie disguising his serial killer voice and mannerisms only to up at the most crucial point? This guy has been playing older Eric Foreman the whole movie. But then like Serial Hulk, he can't tone it down once the psycho inhibitors open the floodgates? I'm so glad the movie took the time to give us the big reveal with Edwin's character only to kill him a few minutes later. Totally worth it. So glad it happened. Alright, let me assess the situation. Electric pentagon. No. Glowing chromosomes? No. Pentagon chromosomes triangle? I need to start over. This predator knows the last time they saw Edwin he was stuck in the pit. So it means someone else dragged him out of here and the predator falls for whatever nonsense this is. Also, we were told that this dude got killed because the predators slipped through all of his traps, which I thought was total bullshit, but let it go because we don't get to see how they did it, and we have to assume their technology figures it out. But if that's the case, missing all the hand grenades stuck to Edwin seemed to be a massive breach in the predators are good at finding traps mythology. Oh, come on. The first predator got blasted and they died. It took 2 sword strokes to kill the last one. Now we're supposed to believe this predator can survive a blast like this? 50 minutes after it was mentioned, someone finally gets the common sense to cover themselves in mud. Only it's not the same caked-on covering that Schwarzenegger used in the first one. It's more of an I still want to look pretty dusting. And so we're basically going to just repeat the end of the first movie? I will say this about Predators. The movie definitely makes choices in the last half hour. I'm not saying they're good choices, but choices have been made. All that technology and evolution in the predator vision gets stymied by looking at fire. And now that you have a disadvantage, camouflage would be sweet, right? Or are they saying the predator's gear is malfunctioning? If I know. Royce has the age-old advantage when it comes to fighting in that he has an editor behind the scenes, making him look faster than any human could ever possibly be. Jesse Owens is telling this movie to all the way off. For the incredible hunters these guys are supposed to be, you'd think they'd be able to fire certain weapons without the 3-laser giveaway. I mean, he found Royce's beating heart and all this madness. Why can't he just fire the missile in that direction without the light show? Nothing like a good, long, extended I'm gonna kill you pose to allow the half-paralyzed Isabel to get a good shot on him. Oh sure, the Predator would likely savor a kill like this, but that doesn't mean it's not a sin.
I'm Royce.
Worst pickup line ever. So if people are already being dropped onto the planet again, does this mean the next season has started? Royce and Isabel have only been here a couple days. Jeez, now I don't think Lawrence Fishburne staying through 10 seasons was that big of a deal, really. He made it sound like it was a super long time. Now I'm beginning to think it was like 3 months.
I like my meat rare.
Try well done.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You're shooting at the wrong people.
How do I know?
I'm a customer, Miguel. I'm always right.
It doesn't matter what happened. Why?
I don't want to hear anything about I don't believe in vampires. Now, do we all agree that what we are dealing with is vampires?
There was nothing in Al Capone's vault, but it wasn't Geraldo's fault.
Guys, where are we?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
In case you didn't notice.
We just got our asses kicked, pal.
You guys are assholes.
What the f*** are you?
Tonight, I'm just the man.
Well, sometimes you gotta cut a mother.